Can We Trust Big Data by Henry Enochs. Introduction. This chapter case study goes in depth into whether or not the use of big data can be trusted in companies. The use of big data has both its ups and its downs, and companies need to find a way to use it correctly if they do not want to see backlash. Spotify offer highly personalized music streaming services for enhancing their user experience based on their tastes, likings, and behavior, both past and current. Skyscanner offer best deals available for airline bookings by analyzing data from different travel agents, websites, airlines, and applying predictive algorithms. Healthcare companies combining data from clinical trials, insurance companies, and smart devices to find effective and cost-efficient treatment methods. Bank of New York Mellon to identify glitches in trading systems. And Boston Street Bump to map the road conditions using phones, accelerometer, and provide real-time alerts to authorities for attention and also long-term planning and investment. Examples of decisions improved by the use of big data. Spotify. They successfully used big data to provide highly personalized and curated services to the customers by using big data to analyze and identify their behavioral patterns, tastes, likings, dislikings, etc. U.S. healthcare system could save $300 billion by integrating and analyzing healthcare data ranging from clinical trials to insurance transaction data and data from smart devices. Examples of decisions not improved by the use of big data. Boston Street Bump mobile app used big data to map and plot the road conditions and identify potholes, but the results had systematic bias. U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention used Google prediction for flu rates, which were almost overestimated by 2 times because Google's prediction was simply based on web searches and did not take into consideration the context for the search. The important limitations of big data. Lack of clear objective and intent. Most of the organizations are so swayed by the charm and glitter of big data that they accumulate zillions of data at a huge cost without knowing what to do with the data or how to generate meaningful insights from the accumulated and processed data. Lack of resources and capabilities to leverage big data. Facilitating processing of big data needs deployment of assets to process the data effectively and at a fast pace, which demands for capital investments up front. Also, highly skilled resources are required to understand the data and to generate meaningful insights from the processed data. Controls should be in place to prevent any abuse of data or breach of users' privacy and security. All organizations are properly equipped to utilize big data. Organizations should first of all identify the intent and objective of using big data. Secondly, organizations should have the buffer to invest in assets that can process big data efficiently. They should be smart enough to identify the subtle corrections. Thirdly, organizations should have sufficiently skilled human resources who can enable the optimum processing of big data and can understand patterns and generate meaningful insights for decision support. Finally, organizations must acquire the capability to ensure data security and prevent and breach of privacy. In conclusion, I do believe that we can trust the use of big data. However, there are many specific steps that companies need to follow in order to ensure data security and prevent breach of privacy. As stated before, all organizations are equipped to utilize big data. They must make sure they are using it safely. Questions. Question 1. What is the most important step to using big data safely? And question 2. What could be the worst backlash of using big data? Answer 1. Organizations should first of all identify the intent/objective of using big data. If companies do not start off with this, then everything will end up not working. They must have a clear intent and objective so that the use of big data does not mess up. And answer 2. The biggest backlash could be breach of privacy and database security. If used incorrectly, both of these things could be easily hacked and the company would end up crumbling.